Welcome to Bowls, Beers, and Brawls. You got Big B here with you. Hope you're doing well out there, fight fans. We are talking some BKFC Ice Wars today because they had their inaugural event. Well, it went down last Saturday. It didn't actually air until yesterday, Wednesday night. It went live, so it looked like it's getting decent hits, and of course I had to check it out. And I just thought I would do a little video and give my thoughts. Now, I am going to be brutally honest, and some may see it even as nitpicking, but it's just some things that I would like to see improved going forward, possibly, or added sometime in the future. With that being said, let's get at it. Now, let's start with probably my biggest pet peeve of the event, audio. They got to put a mic or some mics in the ice box. I mean, I couldn't really hear the punches landing. I couldn't even hear the refs count, his 10 count or 8 count, whatever, or if it was even a knockdown or a slip. Half the time I had no fucking clue what was going on in that regard because I couldn't hear anything. There was also the music drowning out most of the post-fight interviews. As I said, am I nitpicking? Yeah, maybe, considering it's their first event, and I know these things aren't easy. But with that being said, obviously, everybody wants to see improvement going forward, and audio is a big one. Let's talk about visually. We talked about audio. Let's talk about visual. BKFC Ice Wars, Battle of the Borders. You know what? It wasn't bad overall for an inaugural event. Let's be real. I would like to see something in the fighters' corners. You got the red and blue corners. Maybe like a red and a blue half circle on the synthetic ice there. Hell, even maybe just make it into a little goalie crease, a red and a blue goalie crease. Something that identifies the red and blue corner a little bit easier for us fight fans watching. The other thing I would really, really like to see them implement is possibly like a red center line going right down the middle, like a center line in hockey. Let's play up the hockey theme, right? Now, with that being said, I do not know how easy that synthetic ice is to paint. If it can be painted, I have no clue. The whole synthetic ice is a whole nother, it's a whole nother ball game. I'll talk about that in a little bit here. A red center line, I think that would be awesome, just to mark where the center of the ice box is, and I think visually it would just add to it. As mentioned, let's just get over with it. Let's just get it over with. The ice, the synthetic ice that's being used, I'm not a fan. I would love to see actual ice. Now I understand why synthetic ice would be the preferred choice. Obviously, if you're traveling around putting events on, you're not going to be wanting to make and dump and clean fucking ice constantly. That's a lot of work, right? Not to mention you have to have a special ticket to run the refrigeration, everything like that. I understand why it's synthetic ice. I'm just not a big fan of it. It did not look anything like real ice as far as the skating. It looked very, very grabby, like it was, you'd be gliding and then all of a sudden it would just kind of grab you, or sticky. I don't know. I don't know what other options there are, if there are any other options. Something to think about, and possibly, who knows what the future brings. So we'll have to see. Like I say, I understand why synthetic ice is being used. I just don't like the way that it looks like you skate on synthetic ice. So it's just yeah. Enough talk about the ice. let's talk about what really matters here, folks. That's the fights, right? I thought the fights were fast and furious, as expected. The wow moments, though, for me, they seemed few and far between. There were way more decisions than I anticipated during this event. Let's just say overall the fights were good, but not great. I look forward to seeing what the future brings. Once again, a common theme: what the future brings, because the more people train for this, especially if they can get on that synthetic ice and train, the more wild shit I think we're going to see out there. I mean, you look at real hockey fights, we've seen Superman punches out there. We've damn near seen it all. As far as creativity, all that kind of stuff. I think if they can keep this going, eventually you're going to see more and more fighters, like the Laporte brothers there, kind of get away from just the grabbing and feeding uppercuts. I mean, hey, that's what a hockey fight is basically, right? But if you can avoid that clinch and the jersey grabs, and start getting into that movement on that synthetic ice, wow, I can't wait for that fucking day. Let's talk about the future of BKFC Ice Wars. Listen, there is a future here. Don't get me wrong. It's not going to be for everyone. And hell, that's okay. That's not different than anything else, right? For someone like me, it combines my two favorite sports in hockey and obviously combat sports. So fuck, I'm on board. There is a market here, but the size of that market is still unknown. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I see this thing going worldwide and being popular worldwide like MMA or all the other combat sports out there. Hell, even BKFC itself, right? I just don't know. I just don't know. What else was there? Commissions. Commissions. I want to touch on commissions. I mean, look at the hell of a time BKFC had trying to just put on events in different states and in different areas, and the commissions just shutting them out. I could see the commissions being a huge roadblock for Ice Wars. So with that being said, it is going to be, it may be a long road here. And my advice to them is keep fucking fighting. Just like David Feldman did, keep on fucking fighting. And eventually they'll have no choice, right? Just get big enough for them to have no choice. And one last final point I'll touch on for the future: get the Laporte brothers back in that icebox as soon as fucking possible. There you have it, folks. Those are my main points on BKFC Ice Wars, their Battle of the Borders. All in all, you know what? It was pretty good. I'm not gonna. I can't say it was bad, right? I mean, I can't. There were some fights that were better than others, but you get that in any fucking combat sport card. Obviously, them not airing it live is a huge factor in the combat sports world. That's got to be live. And to my understanding, there was some kind of scheduling conflict, so that's the only time that they could get the venue to put on Ice Wars, and it happened to be at the exact same time that BKFC was putting on their card. So it was just, it is what it is. Going forward, to my understanding, is they are wanting to obviously beam it out to us live, which will be 100% better, because there's something special about watching a combat sports event when it's live compared to when it's tape delayed, right? I'm sure most of you could understand that and agree with me. Anyway, that's all I've got. Rant done. Thanks a lot for joining me here today on Bulls, Beers, and Brawls. Until next time, fight fans. Peace.
being the truth.